Alright, we're live. We're watching the stage victory of Isaac Del Toro on stage 2 of the Santos Tour Down Under. Just gonna turn down the commentators here. So this is 8.7k to go. You can see that the race just started to get strung out, and as the cameras pick up the race here, I'm gonna look at the dropped riders, and then we're gonna see the race situation leading into the victory of this young rider. For those of you who were not following, a 20-year-old rider from UAE Team Emirates was able to win this stage. And it looks like the Australian champion Luke Plapp is plapping away on the front of the race, closely followed by Julien Alaphilippe. Third position, difficult to tell even, it's an Ineos rider. Looks like Alaphilippe was kind of just pulled himself off. He's kind of saying, okay, you know, this guy's going from 8.5k out, and I'm an experienced climber, so I'm gonna wait a bit. And that looks like Del Toro in about 8th position. You can see the race leader going out the back. This is a clear sign of what's happening here. It's every man for himself when the race getting strung out like this with 8k to go. You can see Jumbo-Visma riders well represented. They're not really chasing for the whole group. They're just kind of keeping an eye on the front. Well, let's see how Luke Plapp decides to play this, because when we watch the highlights, we see like, oh, he's attacking, oh, there's, but God, like, we're 8k to go. They advanced by 150 meters in the last couple of seconds, and that is to say that you're gonna be out there for a while. And it looks like they've crested here into a slide downhill, and they're cooperating on the front. Well, yeah, if the Ineos rider pulled through and looking at his position, like he clearly wants to work. Luke Plapp is kind of sitting on him, and his race number 13. For those of you that watched the whole race already, you may understand the significance of his race number 13, worn in a non-traditional upright fashion. Luke Plapp was involved in a pretty nasty crash later on in the race, which he had to abandon. I think it was just a touch of wheels in the bunch. Okay, so now we're seeing the continuation. This looks like Alpecin rider, FDJ rider. So this is being controlled loosely, but not... oh, here we go. So now this is the first move of Del Toro. He goes with his teammate. So he may be working for his teammate here at this time. But I guess they've effectively started the chase here. When two riders on the same team try to bridge to a move, that's going to cause the whole peloton to snap and respond to them. And you can see that that's exactly what's happening. Starting with the most interested rider of before, which is the Alpecin rider. Switching to the breakaway again, it looks like... I don't remember this rider's name. I think it's Rodriguez. Oh, it's Navarez. Okay, perfect. So, I mean... These are the shots that we saw in the highlights, how like, oh, Luke Plapp was sitting on and then he attacked him. And then I believe at some point he's going to sit up and say, hey man, I'm pointing to my earpiece. I guess there's some reason that I don't tow you to the GC overall, or I don't know the exact logic here, but we're still with 6 kilometers to go. So this is going to develop, guys. And this move of Del Toro bridging to the breakaway, or you know, the fact that he's with a teammate suggests heavily that it's some kind of bridge, because it wouldn't be normal to bring two people to try. Rather, it's not a bridge, because to bring two people is going to spark the peloton, and it's just such an audacious move to try to bridge with two riders. So you can see this is where Plapp set up and counterattacks are coming. It looks like Alaphilippe keeping himself close to the front. Let's look at the position of So the rider wearing the number 2 for UAE Emirates, I'm not sure who it actually is. It could be Brandon McNulty. That would be a pretty decent guess. So I wonder if Del Toro was here to work for him. Like, he's a 20-year-old rider, so he's back at the back of the pack. I think he might have just been moving the number 2 up, and because he's a young guy, he made it look kind of audacious. You know, he wanted to get on TV a little bit, so he took him straight to the front of the race. So 5K to go now. Clearly there's a little bit of a rolling section in the last 10K because the Ks are ticking away, and they've identified Caleb Ewan. Not by race number, but he's on JCO, so I'm guessing he's race number 11 there. Oh my goodness, these are some ugly ass helmets for the Israel Premier Tech boys. I am not a fan of those, but they look decently fast. So I believe we're now going to enter the base of the climb as seen on TV. You can see it's definitely ramping uphill. You can see these yellow turn signals indicating the road is turning. When the downhill traffic would see those signs, and then of course turns indicate changes in gradient in road design. So looks like this is when Quinn Simmons, the American champion, attacked in the bottom of the climb. Decent little dig that he starts with. You can see he's still digging, still digging. Okay, a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I did like 15 seconds pause and redig, and this opened up a gap of about 40, 50 meters. And this is interesting. He seemed to indicate a pull through to his compatriot. He said, "You want to work a bit?" The man said, negative. Oh, actually, no, it looks like he is going to get through, but not quickly. I don't recognize the kid of this guy, but Bastien Trochon from AG2R. Okay, whoa. Okay, so the road really was rolling because these guys have opened up a pretty massive gap now. This is the kind of setup that, as an opportunistic stage winner, is going to be beneficial to the young rider Isaac Del Toro. You can see here on the front of the chase group is now the number 2 rider of UAE Emirates. So again, it's unclear what the GC roles are within this team. Are they just out for a training ride? That's very possible, as the Tour Down Under is not really the A race. So you can see it is a rolling finish, so I think Quinn Simmons was definitely interested, and it looks like Alaphilippe is also amongst the most interested in the chase. I can't wait to watch the full attack of Del Toro at the end of this stage, guys. Let's try to track his position. So at the moment, he's in Group 2. There's a Intermarché Circus Wanty rider coming to the front, the EF rider grabbing the wheel. And that kind of is an attack out of the chase group. I think we just see the Del Toro is sitting in about 20th. His teammate falling back to about 8th. So they're playing the group 2 dynamic. They want to be in the group but not necessarily working for the group, which is pretty normal. Some flappy numbers from Quinn Simmons there. The rider of AG2R's numbers, much better pinning. Okay, speaking of pinning, it looks like the breakaway is still pinning it with 2K to go. Quinn Simmons has a ponytail. It's a little bit interesting. This looks like a female rider a little bit. Okay, here we go. Really fast section leading into the finale. Strung out on the back of Group 2. There are about 5 hard on the front. Guys on the radio. Israel Premier Tech are up there. The Rancid outdoor bibs of Alaphilippe as he tightens his shoes. Bora have a rider up there. 1.4K to go. The attack of Quinn Simmons at this time looks like it's been neutralized, and you see the widening out of the peloton there starting to prepare to swallow them up. And the only question now is how long do we have to wait to see an excellent piece of riding by this young rider. Here it is. So he jumps from about 6th wheel, it looked like, but hard to tell exactly how far back he was, but Jesus. He beams across the front of Quinn Simmons. The helicopter's not even really ready to like capture the gap that he has right now, but as it zooms out a little bit, we're gonna see. He's really rocking on the bike, and he looks so much like Pogačar. Look at the way his head's moving left to right. The way he pedals his corner, oh my god. It's such a good attack. He's just on that flow state, I'm sure. He'd already done enough. He won the race with the first attack. And I have a pair of these sunglasses for sale, guys. I think the price went up though. I'm glad we muted the commentators because they were obsessing over like some bullshit. I have no idea what UAE's plan was here. No idea what their plan was, but judging from the dynamic, like they're congratulating him, but this really feels to me like the squad of UAE that's at this race. Okay, here he got, this is not on TV. He came up fast. He was like, young man, you did it. Good work. But then he's kind of like, okay, that was great. Okay, I'm out of here. Like, what? They just won the stage. It's kind of unclear. He's like, number 2 and number 7 worked together twice in this race in the last 10K. So it's like a little strange that I don't think he was supposed to win this stage. I think he did because he smelled the opportunity, but yeah, and then in his interview he's just like, whoa, my god, what can I say, I'm speechless, this isn't real. God, he looks really young. That kid looks really fast. This one year dressed all in black is like recording a little bit, I think, too. Trying to read the tattoo on his arm, but walking thunder? I don't know. He's getting some water now. He's like got the hair out of his helmet. You see that? Just like Pogačar, guys. It's perfect. Yeah, those look like the Oakley eye jacket, I believe they're called. Yeah, look at him go. It was such a good gap he had on them, yeah. Like, this is smaller than the gap that he had coming over, what I guess was a crest of a rolling finish, but he was pretty comfortable at the line. And the peloton doesn't even know what just happened. A lot of the guys that come to this race, like, I don't really know what their point is to come here. Like, it's a very strange race. It gets a lot of clout because it's early on, and like it gets views because everyone is hungry for the season to start. They have reversed weather in Australia, but yeah, like the sprinters teams, like these Israel Premier Tech riders, they were so well positioned to probably drop a pretty good sprint, and it looks like the race leader slash best sprinter Welsford was pretty much distanced out of position by the pace of the climb. And it was really good the way that this rider was able to capitalize on the attacks of other riders not on his team to win the stage. This is a really good opportunity. And I think we're going to leave it at that.